Okay, let's talk about one of the most powerful and honestly, most overlooked tools you have for influence, your voice. And I don't just mean communication, I mean strategy. We're going to break down how the way you speak right now is either building your authority or totally sabotaging it. It's a choice you're making with every single word, and believe me, the stakes are way higher than you think. Just let that sink in for a second. Speak weakly and respect dies. Speak with precision and you command it. This isn't just some clever quote. It's a hard truth about how people work. Every single conversation, every meeting you're in is a moment where you're either gaining respect or you're losing it. And it all comes down to how you use your voice. So look, this is the fundamental choice right here. On the left, you've got what a lot of us do by default, that rushed, kind of high-pitched talk that just screams insecurity. It literally pushes respect away. But then, on the right, that's the path to authority, measured, deliberate speech. It projects this unshakable confidence, and it just demands that people listen. So let's dive into our first big idea. Your voice is your rank. And now, that's not a metaphor. We're talking about how your speech patterns are literally defining your status in every room you walk into, whether you know it or not. It's really a primal thing, a signal that everyone reads unconsciously. If your words are coming out fast and frantic, you're basically broadcasting weakness, a lack of control. But when your speech is slow, when it's deliberate, you project power. You're telling everyone, without saying a word, that you're in command of yourself and the situation. Okay, so how do we actually start building that vocal power on purpose? This brings us to a really powerful concept our source calls the gravitas effect. This is really the foundation for mastering your pace and your pitch, so you can start commanding that respect. The gravitas effect is all about perception. It's not about being someone you're not. It's about how, by just lowering your pitch a bit and slowing your pace, you create the perception of authority. And this isn't just some idea. Research actually shows that people directly link these vocal qualities with leadership and control. All right, let's make this real. Meet Sarah. She's a manager, but her natural speaking style was actually working against her. Her delivery was kind of high-pitched and fast, and because of that, her team was subconsciously doubting her. They didn't trust her instructions, and it was all because of her voice. So, what did she do? She made a conscious change. Sarah focused on lowering her pitch and deliberately slowing down her pace. The result was honestly immediate and dramatic. Her team literally started leaning in during meetings. Her words suddenly felt like they had more weight, and people started trusting her. All from that one simple change. Next up, let's talk about something that feels a little weird at first, but is incredibly powerful: silence. We need to stop thinking of silence as just dead air. We need to start seeing it for what it is: a strategic weapon. I want you to really think about this for a second. Is silence just empty space in a conversation? You know, most people think it is, and they rush to fill it, and that is a huge mistake. The answer is a hard no. Silence is not empty. It's a tool. And when you learn how to use it right, it's one of the most powerful weapons you have in your communication toolbox. This brings us to what's called the pause principle. See, rushing to fill silence signals anxiety. It signals weakness. But by deliberately pausing before you speak, you actually force everyone else to wait for you. You build anticipation. You're the one controlling the rhythm, and that projects massive confidence. So how long are we talking here? Check out this example of Mark, a salesperson who used to just blurt out answers and sound desperate. He was coached to add just a 2-second pause before he responded. That's it, 2 seconds. Suddenly, clients were hanging on his every word. His deals started closing faster. That tiny little gap gave what he said incredible weight. All right, so we've got pace, pitch, and the power of the pause. Now let's talk about the actual words themselves. The principle here is simple to say, but kind of tough to do. Precision hits harder. This is all about the discipline of using fewer, better words. You know exactly what I'm talking about. When you use filler words, when you ramble or over-explain, you are just watering down your own message. You're signaling insecurity. Authoritative speech, it's lean, it's precise. The rule you need to live by is simple. Make every single word earn its spot. If it doesn't add anything, cut it. So let's just quickly tie this all together. Why does this stuff actually work? Well, a lower pitch feels stable and calm. Speaking slower gives your words weight and lets people absorb them.
Pauses, as we've seen, create anticipation and put you in control. And finally, using precise, concise words, they land like a punch, while rambling just becomes background noise.
Okay, so the theory is great, but how do you actually do this? Let's get to the good stuff, your battle plan. Here are 4 specific drills you can start using like today to turn your speech into a real instrument of authority. Here we go. Number 1 is the power pause. Just practice waiting 2 seconds before you answer someone. Number 2, the tone drop. Record yourself and try to speak with a pitch that's about 10% lower. Number 3, the 10% rule. Just consciously speak 10% slower than you normally would. And 4, word economy. Next time you write an email or a presentation, go back and cut 10% of the words. I bet you can. But listen, this last drill might be the most important one of all. You've got to get feedback. You can't get better in a vacuum. You just can't. Ask a coworker you trust to rate your speech gravitas on a scale of 1 to 10 each week. That's how you get real, actionable feedback so you can adjust and improve fast. And make no mistake about it, this isn't just some nice-to-have soft skill. As our source material puts it, this battle is not optional. Every time you speak, it's a test. You're either commanding respect with your voice or you're being dismissed. So, I'll leave you with this question. Your very next conversation could be at work, could be at home, doesn't matter. It's an opportunity. It's a battlefield for respect. After everything we've just talked about, are you ready to command it?